Hey everybody, and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Aline. If you're new here and this is the first time you've ever been familiar with me, hello. My name is Aline. I run this channel with my sister Michelle, hence the channel name Michelle and Aline. Two pieces of the puzzle coming together. Usually we are both 20-somethings living, working in New York City. I personally am an actor, writer, and comedian. But because of COVID, we have been here at our family home for about 2 months now, and we're kind of waiting for the city to chill out a little bit before we head on back. We will make sure that it's safe. We will make sure that we are not putting others and ourselves at risk. And for the meantime, we've just been here hanging out with family and going up a lot of mountains. So, you know, can't complain. So anyway, first of all, I want to say a huge thank you. I want to say a huge thank you for the response on the Truth or Drink video. It was absolutely insane. My DMs, the comments, the response, the view count, I was just like sitting pretty over here with my jaw open. These last few days where it's all kind of been like, woo, you guys are so nice. And I think we had a bit of a concern because we hadn't posted anything like that before. So we weren't sure how our established audience was gonna take it, because essentially we've been making videos since I was 15 and Michelle was 18. Pretty crazy to just be like, how are they gonna take it? This is like a big spicy moment. Also, we're coming out. What's that gonna be like? And then you guys were so nice. It feels very affirming. It feels really cool. Yeah, so thank you. Big thank you. A huge thank you. The largest thank you under the sun. Dinosaur thank you. Oh my god. So yeah. What's going on today? I'm gonna film a few days here in my week. I actually have an audition this week, which is cool. It's an audition that I originally had in the city, and I thought that it was not gonna happen, and anyway, it's happening. It's always hard for me to film myself for auditions because I think that I present more charming in person, also more beautiful, low-key. I'm like, the camera does me no favors, and I'm a big enough person to admit that. I'm also hanging out with some friends. When I say I'm hanging out with friends, they're always using social distancing regulations, so we're gonna be 6 feet apart at all times. But I wanted to introduce you guys to some characters in my hometown life, because a lot of you guys weren't watching when I was in college because I marketed that content poorly, but that's besides the point. This morning, it is currently a Tuesday, and I woke up and reread my friend Jenna's piece. We have a writers group together, so every week we meet. I read her new stuff, she reads my new stuff, and then we FaceTime and give each other notes and talk about stuff to improve and stuff to work on. She's been so helpful while working on this project, and also I love an excuse to talk to her. I'm going to get started on that, see if she's ready to talk, and I'm excited to talk about last week's work. Oh, I'm working on a play. Did I say that? It's a play. I'm writing a play. The first time, where'd you go?
I don't know what happened. Also, I just watched 12th Night on YouTube, the National Theater Live. Have you been watching them?
No. You spoke to my soul when you wrote this. So funny. So funny, because I've 100% felt that way. I don't want to like guilt trip you right now, but what the fuck is up with your empathy?
Yeah, yes. Oh my god, yes. It's like such a modern culture. Ugh. Like, we're all just like doing it again. And I'm like, you are not. You're not. Why do we say that? It's not true.
And like, if this is your best, you should be worried. If this is your best?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. This is the only pen that I can find, which is a...
Wait, what is it?
Oh, it's one of these. And then like the eyes like flash. Hold on.
Oh, it's spooky.
I know.
Everything you highlighted, I'm like, wait, I don't see the problem. like that whole section, it's like how much of it is going to like serve the whole story.
I'm glad that you said that, because I definitely have been feeling the impulse to like cut some of it down.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could tweak that transition a little bit.
It's so exciting to talk about this though, low-key. When I finished these pages at like night, I was like, these are all perfect. And then I like went back and it's not true.
Oh, that's so funny.
Hi guys, so I just got off the phone with Jenna and it went really well. That felt good. That is done now. It is now coming up on 1 and I'm back down here for some lunch. Okay, I'm back in Michelle's room. I've just been here looking for monologue stuff. I'm just writing them down line by line and chunk by chunk where it makes sense in my head onto these index cards to help with memorization. And I've also been watching an insane amount of Best Dressed on YouTube. So if you check here, oh, that's her. I'm literally obsessed with her videos, as I think the world is. But I'm gonna go on a run now because quite frankly I've been feeling kind of stir crazy. I've been staring at a screen all day and I should just get a run in before I do my social activity of the day. So it's later now. I went on my run. It was hard. It was not easy. Now I am home feeling good. Felt good to move my body anyway. And I'm just getting some snacks ready to take to my car hang with my friend Morgan. So I'm wearing real pants for the first time in like, honestly too long. Let me tell you, I was trying to put on some of my old jeans that I had left here and so many of them did not fit while I was getting ready. And I was just like, wow. So what isn't in my head? I have gained weight. Like I don't even care as much of like gaining a little weight as opposed to, oh God, I love these one-in-a-kind pants that I thrifted for like $7, but okay. But these ones still fit, which is a big win. And now I'm just chopping some carrots to take carrots and hummus, and then guacamole and chips. And I'm gonna take a cheeky margarita in my water bottle. So let's go. Hey guys, so update time. I am now doing said social activity and I wanted to introduce you to someone very special. So I'm gonna flip this gal around. Hi! Hello. You were on this channel back in the day.
The old days.
When it was
in the old days.
teeny tiny.
Yes, when I curled my hair every day.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Morgan. I went to school with Aline.
Now that I am out on the channel, I want to make this space on the internet a little bit more like obviously gay, because right now it's a very straight place. I thought it'd be fun to talk about some queer stuff because we have had a very similar coming out. Yeah. You and I literally came out the same year.
Yes, we did.
And we are both bi.
Yes, we are.
Which is so cool.
Which I love.
I was wondering, Morgan, could you tell the fine people of Michelle and Aline's YouTube vid for this particular date, yeah. When did you know that you weren't straight? How did you know?
I was in the 7th grade and there was a girl who will not be named, who had long greasy hair and cargo pants and wore a zip-up hoodie. She's like a transfer and it was like she was new, but she was already late to class like 17 times. She was like sitting in the tardy office and I was getting my first and last tardy. And I like walked up and she coughed and I like turned around and saw her for the first time and like dropped all of my books and was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Like, I don't know why I feel this way. I feel so, I don't know if any of you know, but Ring of Keys from
Fun Home.
And she's just like, I feel, that's exactly how I felt. Anyway, listen to it. It's great.
It's so good.
And I would always like watch movies and be like, I kind of want to kiss a girl. But then I would always be like, but I want to get married and have a family with a boy. And like, I like boys. So like it's not like a thing, you know? Cause like, I never really realized that being bi was an option because there was no representation for that. I was like kind of hooking up with a guy in college. I was like, hold on. And I like went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and was like, okay, I don't know how explicit I can be on this.
You can be plenty explicit.
I'm wet, so I definitely am not gay. And then I was talking to my best friend about it after I like came out and stuff, and she's like, I don't really think that straight people think about that kind of stuff growing up. And it was always something in the back of my mind. And after I like had the whole encounter in the 7th grade with the long greasy haired girl, I went home and like cried to my mom. I was literally like, Mom, like I'm so upset. She's like, why? And I come from like a very Christian background. She was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I think that I'm gay. And she's like, you're not gay. You like boys. And I was like, okay, well, but people don't choose to be gay. Like it's when they were born. And she's like, oh no, people definitely choose to be gay.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh. And she's like, do you think about kissing girls? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, do you think about kissing boys? And I was like, no, because I'm in the 7th grade.
Yeah, you were tiny.
And I'm beginning my sexual experience. And I like full on like cried and broke down. Like, okay, this is like our secret. I'm never telling anybody ever.
Mm-hmm.
I like set Blake Lively as my background on my phone in high school and was like, oh my god.
This is what girls do.
And then I met some people that I couldn't ignore. So
always happens. You and I went through a phase where we were like incredibly close, and like we've always remained friends. And I remember we were talking about women, and we were talking and we were talking about our sexualities, and we talk about it, and we're like, do you think that you're like on the spectrum? And I was like, nah. I am sexually attracted to women. I could do things with women, but I don't want to be with women. And you were like,
I like love women. I want to marry a woman. I like could definitely be in a relationship with a woman, but I'd never want to have sex with them ever. I'm not sexually attracted to women, just romantically.
So anyway, that's that. Me and Morgan just chatting about queer issues in the back of our cars. Pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for talking with us.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, what a pal. Good morning, everyone. It's a brand new day. It's Wednesday, which is embarrassing because I definitely in a business email was like, happy Monday. So yeah, I don't know what's up with me. I'm not a very good business person apparently. It is currently 9:44 and I am going to start getting ready. I'm gonna go on a social distance hike this morning with my friend Whitney. I'm very excited. I genuinely can't wait. Just when we hang out, it's so easy and there's so much to talk about somehow all the time. If you're not familiar with Whitney, she is the other ex-girlfriend of my ex-boyfriend. We met in school, we met in college, but we became friends after I was dumped. I was very sad and angry and confused, and I didn't know what to do or how to get over him. And then I just basically texted her, and the rest is history, because I did get over him, and then I got a new best friend, which is ideal, I think. I cannot wait to see her this morning. Okay, so I am ready for my hike now. Got my shades here. My hair's all fun and bouncy now. Feeling fly, feeling good. Gonna go hike up a mountain with my buddy. I cannot wait. I'll see you guys at the trailhead. Look at her! Look at her go! Love of my life! This is so exciting. Look at us in our matching autos. Mine
has a lot more hail damage.
Hail damage, casual. Montana thinks it's okay. One of my tires has a hole. So
I bought new tires back in September.
Oh, a queen.
It was so expensive.
Maintenance, baby. Whitney, what do you have?
I brought a lime LaCroix.
Me too. For me, she brought one.
I brought a banana. It's a little bruised, but still good, just like us. A peanut butter jelly sandwich cut in half if you'd like some, and barbecue potato chips. I did eat some in the car.
Should eat some in the car.
I'm a mom.
I am literally obsessed. I just told Whitney I could not love her more if I tried. I would not be successful if I attempted. And look. Oh, pretty. It is time for an update. Hey, update time. I'm here in my house. Got back from the hike with Whitney. The hike slash picnic. I don't really have that much to say about it other than it was just genuinely a really good time. And I came away feeling really good, which was nice. It's nice to have people in your life that make you feel good. Like you. You make me feel good. Oh, thanks. Do you want to be on this vlog? I feel like you haven't been on it at all. How was your day? It was good. I was really focused, so that's great. Did you get a lot done on your to-do list?
Yeah, my to-do list got it all checked off by like 3.
Wow.
So
can't relate.
Good.
Feeling good. Like I should.
Made banana bread, but it sunk in the middle because I took it out too soon.
It looks delicious.
It'll still taste nice.
Okay, don't dig into it though. I don't know if I've talked about this on the vlog, but I think I've talked about it on my Instagram story. I'm growing out my eyebrows. Quarantine activity. I used to pluck them a lot. I haven't changed up the shape at all since I was probably like in the 8th grade, and I plucked them for the first time and I was like, I don't want big brows, because it wasn't big brow time yet in terms of the zeitgeist of society. And so I've been just letting them do whatever they want. things are crazy. That's important information to share. So now that I've been home, I just got up the quarantine weekend in my life, which is my last vlog, which is great because it's something that I don't have to worry about now. Now spend some time memorizing my monologue, which is another thing I had to do, which is dandy. I'm feeling very sleepy. I think I might be dehydrated, so I'm actually gonna force myself to chug down some water, but we're gonna have dinner here soon, which is crazy. How like the day is basically almost over. That's all I gotta say. Do you guys like my t-shirt? It's my father's. So I ordered a black t-shirt from Uniqlo and I got it in the mail and I ended up hating it. So it's like scratchy, like a gym duffel bag. There you go. So I was disappointed. Anyway, I'm gonna go do my memorizing over here now. He'll be okay, you know? He will. He's just going through a phase where I live with 3 strangers whom I hate. A lot of kids go through that, especially in New York City. Oh my god. I did a ton of drugs when I was in high school. And the next thing I know, I'm like begging him to let me give him a blowjob. I'm amazed I still even have a nose. Routinely waking up next to some interchangeable overweight comedian whose jokes are like exclusively slanted towards misogyny. And then I had also had a wake-up call. I guess my sister died, as you heard. She's dead. And it was a drug overdose, so. Ma, will you tell everybody what we got here?
That is a vegetarian shepherd's pie. It's not really vegan because it has milk in the mashed potatoes, but the meat, the filling is vegan.
Excellent. Okay, yum. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Accidentally inseminated.
But I've never had sex.
And this created a lot of problems for a lot of people. First, there was Rafael, the sperm donor who found himself having feelings for Jenny. But he first had to deal with his scheming cheating.
Yes, I can.
No?
Yes.
Sorry. I need more time, Michael. Just see you.
Wow.
Did you think that the video was over? No, you didn't, because you can clearly look down and see how far you are in the video as you watch it. But anyway, I thought that the video was over. I have been editing it all day and I was like, oh yeah, that is the last day that I filmed. But then I had a thought, because I feel like in the last few vlogs I've included some baking and some cooking stuff. And I have been making a lot of pizza, and every single time I post the pizza on Instagram, I get so many messages. So I thought it would be fun to make some pizza and show you guys how I make my pizzas. The pizzas that I make are a classic margarita and also a white sauce caramelized onion ricotta pizza. As you guys know, I am pretty good at the cooking, but I will say I have outdone myself on these pizza recipes. Everything's made from scratch. Even the pizza dough. It is based off of a recipe from the Food Network by Bobby Flay. But I'm gonna be honest, I tweaked some things because I'm not quite so certain Bobby knows what he's talking about. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He is a professional chef. I don't know more than him. So I don't want to spend too long on this little chatty bit. Let's get into making some pizza. Okay, so starting off, we're gonna throw in our all-purpose flour into the bowl of a stand mixer. So Bobby Flay says 3.5 to 4 cups of bread flour. I always end up using 3.25, so just a quarter shy of what he says. Then I'm gonna toss in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Anyway, he says 1 teaspoon. I say 2 because I like sugar. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our salt, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt or table salt. Then you're gonna go ahead and add your 1 envelope of dry active yeast. Make sure you don't throw it right on top of the salt if you can, because that'll kill the yeast and therefore kill the rise. And you're gonna go ahead and mix everything together, now gently with a wooden spoon. Next, you're gonna head on over to your electric mixer and attach the dough hook and get started. You're gonna need 1.5 cups of water around 110 degrees Fahrenheit. You want it on the warm side, and I just add half of it to begin and then gently start mixing it. I am gonna get this pineapple out of here though, it doesn't really match the vibe. I throw in a little bit of olive oil, so that is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I add the other half of the water. This will just help slowly incorporate everything, make sure it's getting all the flour down from the sides. Highly recommend using a rubber spatula to help get the flour down from the sides of the bowl, but I do not recommend doing this. Continue to mix your dough, increasing speed but never getting over like a 6 until it all comes together in a ball. Be careful to not overmix your dough. Then, in a separate bowl, put around 2 teaspoons of olive oil and gently grease the edges. Then, transfer your pizza dough from the stand mixer to this new bowl. Cover with cling wrap or a shower cap if you're trying to reduce your single-use plastics, and place it in a warm spot, maybe in the sun, for a rest. So now that the pizza dough is rising, it's gonna do that for, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes. What I like to do, which you're seeing now, is that I like to make it first, I like to leave it setting, and then I just work on everything else that I'm gonna need for the pizza while the dough is rising. And usually the timing works out that by the time I'm done with all the other prep, the pizza dough has done its thing. Now let's work on all the other things. So I wanna start off by prepping my toppings, beginning with the cheese. I wanna grate some mozzarella. I love mozzarella, that's why I just took a snack right there. And then I wanna put that in a bowl and pop it in the fridge. Then take some fresh mozzarella and chop it into big globbies just like this. Then you're gonna wanna refrigerate these as well. Moving on to the tomatoes, you just wanna finely cut them, not too thin, not too thick, and then place them in a bowl and refrigerate. Now time to get started on the caramelized onions. My favorite way to begin peeling an onion is by cutting an X into the skin and then peeling off that top layer. Then you're gonna cut thick discs out of the entire onion, collect them together, and cut them down the middle so that they're just in half. Transfer them to a pan on low heat and add balsamic vinegar, sugar, and of course, olive oil that for some reason I forgot to film. Cover and let cook for as long as they need. They take a while, just check on them periodically, make sure that they're not burning. So now we're gonna start on our white pizza sauce. We're gonna begin by melting 2 tablespoons of butter in a hot pan. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, I can tell it's definitely more than 2 tablespoons that I put in there. I just really wanted to get the right consistency. So after that, the recipe says to add 3 tablespoons of flour, but I only add 2, because if not, it's gonna thicken too quickly for how long we're gonna let it sit before we actually put it on the pizza. Whisk in the flour with the butter. It's crucial that you do it at this point in the recipe and not later, because if not, you will get so many clumps. It'll be so unappetizing. Let it simmer a little bit before you add 2 cloves of garlic. The recipe that I have linked down below says only add 1, but I say that's wrong and that you should have more garlic, because the more garlic, the better. Then go ahead and add basil. If you're doing fresh, add 2 tablespoons of fresh basil, but I only had dried, so I'm adding 1 tablespoon. Please notice how often I check on my onions. A lot. The answer is a lot. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and then pour in your 1 cup of milk. You may need to add more depending on how the consistency is looking. Bring to a subtle boil. Now it's time to melt in your 1/4 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. It should be already shredded. That would be preferred. The recipe says 1/2 cup, but I think that 1/2 cup is ridiculous. That's way too much, especially because of the type of toppings that we're putting on this pizza. When it's done, transfer it to a bowl, clean out your pan, and begin making your tomato sauce. I like to keep this red sauce super simple. I use olive oil, a can of organic tomato sauce, and then I just add in oregano, salt, and pepper. Oh look, my onions are done. Okay, back to the sauce. You can maybe add some onion or garlic powder if you wanted to, but I think the key in this situation is just to let the sauce simmer and absorb all of those flavors that you just put in there, so make sure you're giving it the time that it needs. Time to gently oil your pizza trays. Get those all ready and go ahead and check on your dough. By this time, it should have doubled in size. Oh my god, look at that. She's so pretty. What a looker. You're gonna take half the dough, gently toss it in some flour. I never really need this dough. I've never found the need to. Oh, look what I did there. Haha. Take the dough over to your prepared tray and start gently pulling it into a rectangle shape. It's not hard to work with. This shouldn't be difficult at all. When you've got it in the shape that you want, it's time to brush it with some olive oil. The olive oil is gonna give it some great flavor, so I just spread it all around. But I pay careful attention to the edges, because then they're gonna get all crispy and flaky, and it's gonna be delicious. Now, taking that white sauce that we made earlier, you're just gonna give your pizza crust a good smattering, and then just use a spoon to help blend it all together. Then, using that mozzarella cheese that we have refrigerating from earlier, you just wanna sprinkle that all over the sauce. It's cheese on cheese, baby.
Oh, cheesy!
Michelle, what is happening? Moving on, next take those caramelized onions and evenly disperse them all around your pizza. Continue on to add those ricotta blobs, and you are done. For the margarita pizza, I take the sauce off the element right when I need it, and I just evenly disperse it around the pizza crust. Then I add those big mozzarella blobbies and then sprinkle in some extra mozzarella as well to fill in those little holes. I add my fresh tomatoes, and usually I would add fresh basil, but I didn't have any this time. So I just added dollops of pesto and it was delicious, so highly recommend. My camera died at this point, but I did put them in the oven, obviously, because they had to cook, and they go in for about 20 minutes. I alternate the racks that they're sitting on at the 10-minute mark, so each of them can get evenly browned on the bottom and on the top. The white pizza tends to be done before the margarita pizza, so usually it is out of the oven first, but they both get sliced and then they're ready to serve. They are both absolutely delicious, and I'm frankly obsessed with them. I make them like once a week. It might be a problem. Alright guys, so that's how you make the pizza. We're gonna do a little tasting over here. How is it?
Oh my god.
Unreal. So good.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, you guys.
Anyways, you can follow me on Instagram at AlineDuflockW and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. If you want to see me make anything else, please comment what it is down below. Also, if you follow me on Instagram and you see something that you like that I make, I post a lot of my food, just let me know and I will try to include it in a video. So, yeah, thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.